Renaissance Man, written by Robert Tolz. Renaissance Man, fade in, interior office day. A recruiter sits behind his desk, opposite Jack, mid-20s. Though the recruiter is well-dressed, Jack's custom-fit clothing is obviously more expensive.
I'm not going to beat around the bush, Mr. Jackson. We want you here at Lehman Brothers.
Superimpose spring 2006.
I'm flattered.
The recruiter consults a file on his desk.
Our due diligence on you is extensive. Outstanding work at Wharton. And it says here you were voted most likely to donate $50 million to your alma mater.
You probably wouldn't be surprised to know I already have 3 other offers.
Disappointed, but not surprised.
Why should I choose Lehman Brothers?
We're the biggest and the best. My bonus last year was $1.5 million, and I'm a bit player. With your money and contacts, you could easily double that.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Depends how personal.
How much is enough?
I'll tell you if I ever get a chance.
Jack stands and extends his hand.
Thank you for your time.
I'm not finished with the interview.
I am.
Interior, hallway, outside the interview room, day.
Dad, how are you? Fine. Listen, no more interviews. These guys are all jokers. I'm coming back to work with you.
Interior, elementary school classroom, day. Halloween decorations adorn the walls of a 6th grade class. Beautiful Eleanor addresses her pupils.
There will be a surprise vocabulary test on Monday, so study over the weekend.
Superimpose, fall 2011.
Miss Hawkins, how could it be a surprise when you just warned us?
Oops, erase what I said.
Laughter from the class.
Time for one joke before you leave.
The kids come to attention.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
One girl raises her hand with such eagerness she comes out of her seat.
Ginny?
Because 7, 8, 9?
Laughter again. The school bell rings. The kids rise to leave.
Remember, 50-cent words, not 10-cent words.
As the children leave, Eleanor dons her coat, throws a full backpack complete with tent and sleeping bag on her back, then exits the classroom. Exterior, New York City subway, exit steps, day. As Eleanor ascends from the subway, her cell phone rings.
Hi, Marjorie. Almost there. Why hurry up? It's not like anybody's going anywhere.
As she hangs up, she reaches street level and passes the sign reading, Wall Street Station. Exterior, Occupy Wall Street, day. In a small Manhattan park, a homemade sign on white sheets declares, Occupy Wall Street. Eleanor picks her way through the crowd. While the occupiers mill around, scattered police officers stand by quietly. Tourists with kids in tow take pictures. Marjorie, Eleanor's age, rushes to greet Eleanor.
Hey, Marjorie.
Johnny got you a slot to speak, Eleanor. Now's your chance.
The crowd is applauding a speaker exiting a makeshift stage. Eleanor pops onto the stage.
We are the 99%.
Several rows of occupiers near the stage repeat and amplify her words.
We are the 99%.
As the crowd applauds wildly, a tourist leans over to Marjorie.
What's with the repetition?
It's a human microphone. If we use anything electrified, they'll kick us out for assembling without a permit.
As the applause dies down, Eleanor surveys the crowd. Eleanor continues, pausing periodically to allow the human microphone to repeat the words.
The 1% are guilty of terrible crimes. My parents lost most of their retirement savings because of the greed of the 1%. But those of us standing here have it pretty good, most with jobs and homes and televisions. If you look at the rest of the world, there's great poverty. Do not forget them, and do not forget that in their eyes, we are the 1%.
As Eleanor turns to leave, she is greeted with polite applause. At ground level, Johnny, a year or two older than Eleanor, tall, slim, and with long hair, stands with his back to the stage.
She's gorgeous.
And she's mine. One of the benefits of being a leader. It attracts all hot chicks.
Hot chicks? I'm a benefit?
With an embarrassed smile, Johnny turns to face Eleanor.
It's a beautiful speech, babe.
Thanks, Johnny.
I don't get the whole role reversal thing. How we're both the 99% and the 1%.
Marjorie has joined them.
Do you really need to explain to you, really?
We're not as different from the others as you think.
What decade did you come out of? Sounds like peace and love.
Which are not passing fads.
But we are different, okay? They are the enemy. When we take over...
Meet the new boss.
Same as the old boss.
What?
Who?
What?
The who?
I have no idea what you're talking about, either of you.
Truer words never said.
And why is it that it took me so long to see that?
She grabs her backpack, turns and begins to walk away, Marjorie at her side.
Don't go, Eleanor. I worship the ground that you walk on.
I'm not a prize. Johnny, it's been fun, but I'm done.
Fun and done. I like that.
The 1%ers are the enemy, Eleanor. Don't you ever forget that.
Exterior, Renaissance Fair, Wooded Dell, day. A troupe of musicians and singers in Renaissance garb files in a single line to a simple percussion beat. Recorders add a bright melody, with a lute strumming in the background. Superimpose, summer 2016. The singers, 3 women and 1 man, bring up the rear, carrying music folios. All are in their late 20s to early 30s. Susanna, whose regal attire sets her apart as the queen, takes the lead, followed by her 2 ladies-in-waiting, Eleanor and Marjorie. The lone male singer is Gunther, a tall, handsome, strapping lad who looks like he would be just as comfortable in a jousting match or wielding a Norse god's hammer. A sign on an easel reads, "Bells and whistles, here in the Dell, 1 p.m. After passing the sign, the troupe assumes a semicircle facing their audience, visitors to the Renaissance Fair. Some of the visitors are themselves in Renaissance area garb, while others are in summer street clothes. Among the crowd is Jack, now mid-30s, sitting on the ground in shorts and sandals. He observes with an intensity that marks him as someone other than the average fair visitor. The singers assemble and open their folios. All the actors at the Renaissance Fair speak with an old English accent while in character.
We are the bells and whistles. Thank you for coming.
They begin a classical song, but Eleanor stops abruptly and agitatedly moves her folio away to arm's length.
Oh, 'tis a bee on my notes!
Milady, would you but squash the B with your notes? 'Twould be a B flat.
Raucous laughter from the crowd. The troupe cannot continue the song anymore. Eleanor breaks into giggles. She tries to control herself, but loses the battle and explodes in laughter. The crowd, totally infected by Eleanor's display, falls into its own chaotic mass of joyous laughter. Eleanor catches Jack's eye, wets her index finger on her tongue, places an imaginary vertical stroke on an imaginary scoreboard in front of her. Jack winks back.
Kind sir, that was so bad it was absolutely excellent. Have you ever considered becoming a fool?
Maybe I am already.
Enough. Shall we give these kind people what they came for?
The crowd applauds affirmatively and the music resumes. Exterior, Renaissance Fair, Wooded Dell, day. The performance complete, the members of the troupe take their bows.
The squire accepts all alms.
If you fear change, leave it here.
You can't take it with you, so let us take it.
We are the bells and whistles. We also do weddings, bar mitzvahs, brunches, and affairs from 2 to 2,000.
Jack, already headed off, turns to look and catches Eleanor's eye. He waves. She returns the gesture, almost ready to move towards him, but stays rooted. Jack continues away. Gunther notices Eleanor's reaction and gazes at her longingly. Marjorie, in turn, looks at Gunther with love. With all the guests gone, the singers congregate to examine the contents of the jar, holding a $100 bill.
A Franklin?
We ought to give the fool a cut of the tape.
He should be here every show.
Yeah, but is the beast smart enough to perform on cue?
Exterior, Renaissance Fair, Armorer's Shop, day. Jack lovingly examines a sword from end to end.
Beautiful.
My best work, sir. Feel the balance.
With long hair and beard, the armorer would as easily be at home in a 16th century blacksmithing hearth as at a Grateful Dead concert.
How much?
500.
Too steep.
Worth every shilling. Does it stir your loins?
I'm not shopping for a girlfriend.
Ah, but she will love you. Take her for a ride.
Jack shows his prowess wielding the sword with elegance and speed.
Impressive.
Jack steps back right into Eleanor, whose back was to him.
Oh,
Sorry, didn't see you.
me either.
Do you want it?
Hands the sword back.
Not at that price. Walk with me.
It's impolite to turn your back on someone talking to you.
The 2 best negotiating tools in the world. Say no, walk away.
It won't be here when you come back.
Exactly what the car salesman told me yesterday.
Interior, Renaissance Fair, Trinket Shop, day.
Your negotiating tactic didn't work.
Sure it did.
You didn't get the sword.
Wanted it, but didn't need it. I'm Jack.
Eleanor.
A very regal name.